Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 3 in this best of 5 series. The winner of this best of 5 goes on to the WCS Circuit Winter Championship, and spawning in the top of Orbital Shipyard as the Red Zerg player representing Team Liquid. It's VortiX. His opponent spawning in a bottom position as the Blue Zerg representing Acer. We have Bly. Looks like we have both players going for identical hatch first builds. Now that last game, well, it was a little bit awkward because we had that wonderful situation where we went Muta versus Muta. And it's a little bit like Phoenix versus Phoenix in Protoss games, or at least like back in Heart of the Swarm, because once you kind of commit to doing this sort of thing, you kind of have to keep upping the ante. You need to make sure you have more mutas than their opponents so that you can win the eventual fight. They back off into spore crawlers or whatever, into safety, and then they come back out and they go, I have more mutas than you, and you have to make more, and it becomes a little bit of a spiral into chaos. And Bly did a really good job of turning that last game into chaos. His attacks earlier in the game didn't work. VortiX had a much earlier third base. VortiX had a much earlier fourth base. And Bly just threw the game into disarray with the mutas and the infestor tech. And I feel like it took him ages, but he got right back in game number 2. And when he got right back in, I thought it was really exciting because he had a great chance to win the game. Credit to VortiX for closing it out, absolutely taking nothing away from him there. But I think that's like a really good illustration of why Bly is feared in ZVZ, because he is able to do stuff like that so well, and give himself a shot in a game where he was behind for so long. So we'll see what happens in game 3. It's all square, and we have identical builds from both players. We see the Zergling speeds are now on their way. Everyone being a little bit more polite after the early game shenanigans in the first couple of games. And we have a Baneling Nest down, well, actually down for both players now. So just squeezing in an extra drone by the looks of things over here before plonking it down. No big deal. Or actually just grabbing, wow, slightly different in terms of speed timing as well. And we have the third base coming down first for VortiX, right under the nose, of course, of this Overlord. So Bly knows exactly what's going on here. A little bit of nibble damage done on this drone. One of its wings is a little bit clipped, but that'll sort itself out over time. And the Baneling Nest now complete. Ooh, 12 lings on the way. Bly is gonna hit some stuff. Bly gonna go some smacky. Right. In other news, whoa, and he actually runs straight by VortiX. I wonder if he thinks, if I send these lings by the Overlord 2 at a time, VortiX won't notice. I guess that's a thing. Ooh, VortiX there, going, I don't mind nibbling these Banelings. Oh, wow. 4 defending Banelings, 4 attacking Banelings. I don't really think this is basically going to end in a draw. Is it? 2 versus 2. Do we have more? Ooh, a queen goes down. Still one Baneling left for Bly. Is he upping the ante? Oh dear, those lings not quite getting there in time. And VortiX will be able to successfully defend. Number of workers killed, in case anyone's wondering. Nil versus nil at the moment. That was a little bit of a Zerg-Bane knife fight, but no one actually got to do any economic damage yet. We have got the Roach Warren behind this coming out from VortiX. So he's saying, I don't really want to be playing this kind of knife fight game any longer. I want to go ahead and grab that safety roach. And then we actually saw, ooh, nah, he won't get that cancelled. There was no chance in hell he'll get that cancelled. And those lings are actually trapped as well. So Bly doing a good job picking those off, and he's going to be able to get his own third up. But VortiX has been mining here for a while. So let's see what the result is. Now, don't forget, we went Roach War in last game and then still went into Spire. So that's not an automatic I'm going Roaches for the rest of the game from VortiX. Bly poking and prodding, doing a great job of sending these individual lings in, by the way. Fantastic. Spots the layer timing as well to a T. And he's going for his own Roach Warren slightly later. Working count currently 39 to 33 in favor of Bly. Bly really upping his droning game in Legacy of the Void, it has to be said. Bly was at one point, especially in Heart of the Swarm, famous for basically staying on a low number of drones. And he had a reputation for doing it. And I'll tell you what, in Legacy, he's completely turned that around. He's now 15 drones ahead of VortiX right now. Just really milking the fact that he hasn't been attacked in a while. Spire is down for Bly once again. But VortiX potentially is looking for a counterattack now. He spent too long not being hit. And he has roaches of his own. So he's going to be moving out across the map. Now, Bly has the quote-unquote safety roach warren. And he sees this attack coming as well. He knows exactly what's going on. He's being forced into making 7 or 8 roaches. And he basically wants to save as much of his money as possible to make Mutalisks. But he's only going to... Wow! That's a lot of explosions, and I'm not really sure what happened there. And we need these queens to hold strong right now. 3 more banelings are going to have to detonate really well on these roaches. That's a lot of units coming in from VortiX. I think he might overwhelm Bly and take game 2 here. And the Spire, well, it just completes, unfortunately, but there's not enough time for Mutas to come out. Has VortiX seen an absolutely sick timing? 11 roaches coming out for him here, and this third hatchery is in danger of just dying. VortiX isn't even interested right now. He wants to go all the way into the natural and kill off as much as he possibly can. Main base, pardon me. Bly had 11 roaches pop out. Will he be able to hold here? He's sending a number of the drones to try and tank as well. But there are more banelings and zerglings flooding in. Bly looking like he might fall to this beautiful timing from VortiX in game number 3. Spotting an opportunity to go Spire, but unfortunately VortiX reading him like the Sunday Times at the moment. And this is looking like curtains for our Team Acer player now, going into all 3 bases, wrecking the economy. Amusingly, Bly is still ahead on drones. But I'm 100% confident that's not for much longer because there is no counterattack going on here. There we go. Bly down to 21, 19 workers and falling. And unfortunately, I don't think there's anything that can be done here. Nary a Mutalisk made it onto the field that day. And Bly is now being overrun. So VortiX, after going 1-0 down, still continues to stream units in and will be able to take a 2-1 lead. VortiX taking it at match point to Bly.